So obviously it's official now. Obviously Terrence Crawford is going to fight Errol Spence. But I was just thinking, right, imagine if this fight was on HBO. Now obviously HBO has stopped airing boxing for the past 12 years. But I'm just thinking, like, what a missed opportunity it is if in a hypothetical alternative reality, if HBO was still airing boxing. Can you just imagine how great HBO would have been for Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford? Just imagine the build-up with all the production. Obviously you've got all the great commentators, from Max Kellerman to Larry Merchant to Jim Lampley. Although it would have been great as well if there would have been other commentators that would have been on it, like Emmanuel Stewart. I don't know about George Foreman, but Emmanuel Stewart would have been a great addition to the commentary team for a fight like this. Obviously he knows boxing and he knows the technical aspects of boxing. So just imagine, like, the missed opportunities that could have arisen. It is a missed opportunity. Like, if HBO was actually covering this fight, you would have got a 24/7 special. Now imagine 24/7 with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence during the build-up of their fight. Remember, like, how great the 24/7s were for, like, the Mayweather vs Pacquiao fight, for obviously when Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya, when he fought Hatton. All of these are huge, big fights. But I am glad that the fight is happening, but I'm just thinking, if HBO would have actually covered this fight, not just for the actual fight itself, but the build up for the fight with 24/7, I think it would have been absolutely epic. It would have been amazing. Obviously when HBO left boxing, I feel like a massive void has been left that hasn't been filled yet. You do have, like, other you've got other, like, productions, like broadcasters, like obviously PBC with Fox, you've got DAZN, you've got Matchroom Boxing, you've got all these other entities, but they've not quite been able to, like, capture the magic that HBO had, like, from their production style. Like, it just looked all glossy and, like, glamorous, and not just glamorous, but it had a premiere feel to it that you just don't get. Even Showtime was a competitor of HBO, but Showtime, although they used to have great boxers and great fights on there, and they did have a good commentary team, it didn't have the same feel to it. It just didn't feel like big time boxing. It felt like a second league. When it was a HBO fight, it felt big time. It felt like there was there was a feeling in the air, like there was a big fight happening. And now it just doesn't have that feel to it. Obviously, the only thing that's changed is the production, but I think production is a big thing. And there was a chemistry between the commentary team as well that's just missing. Boxing just doesn't have that feel to it. But I'm just thinking, it's a massive missed opportunity. Imagine if HBO was covering this fight. It would have been huge. It would have been massive. It would have been epic it would have been on an epic scale. Imagine 24/7. Obviously, I know Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are not the biggest personality. They're not like as charismatic as Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao or even Cotto or like Hatton and them lot. But I'll be honest, like, if HBO was covering this, it would have been amazing. It would have been an epic fight to watch with that build up, and then obviously on the night as well with HBO covering it. It would have been amazing, but obviously that's past now, and I'm just glad we've got the fight. But I'm just saying, I think it would have been 10 times better if HBO was actually covering this. But tell me what you think below. Do you think it's a massive fall that HBO is not covering it, or do you think, like, maybe it's just part of how it is? Like, it was just the changing of the guard, and maybe someone's gonna replace HBO as the next premier broadcaster. I, for one, am actually missing HBO. I feel like HBO, once they left, and they made the right decision, because they felt like there was too many, their viewership figures were falling. They felt like there was too many people entering the market with DAZN and like all these other entities. So they just thought, you know what, the best thing to do is just to end it. And they probably, in hindsight, didn't make the right decision from a business perspective. But I kind of do miss HBO. I feel like HBO was like the premier place of boxing. It's the place that everyone wanted to fight at. Remember Floyd Mayweather, remember Manny Pacquiao, them all fighting under HBO. It was incredible. But obviously that's a bygone era now. We're in a new era. But tell me what you think below. Do you think if HBO was covering this fight, it would have been 10 times better, or do you think it wouldn't have made that much of a difference? Imagine 24/7 with the high production value that HBO used to have. Imagine them covering this fight. You've got other entities like Showtime that do a build-up show, but it's just not the same. It just doesn't have that feel to it. Like, I remember like the ending sequences of HBO, like when a fight would end, like it was incredible. It was incredible to watch. But obviously them times are gone now. Tell me what you think below, and like and subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.